Hey guys, so just a quick tech tip on oil pan gaskets. Um, these single piece, one piece gaskets go on dry. Okay, you don't have to use silicone on them. But here's where everybody screws up. So this gasket rides inside the timing cover groove here. Okay, now ignore all that extra sealant there. These three-piece designs have a huge gap there to fill, so I usually just put it on, let it dry, and then just use a straight edge to get it all off. But right in here, even though you put it on dry, this sucker will not seat down in there without using a tremendous amount of force. So you don't scoot over and hit your main cap or scratch something. I recommend using something blunt to push down the corners to get it started on each side. Once it's started, just take a small flathead and push in and down, all the way around. Do that multiple times until you are confident that that is fully seated. Now you're going to do that on both sides. If you don't do this, you will have oil leaks, usually in this corner here or this corner over here. And the oil pan will not seat this for you perfectly. I'll be using this Kevco stock looking oil pan. It's custom for my application. It's got 2 oil trap doors and a good windage tray. I also have 2 -10 bungs on both sides for both my oil returns for my twin turbos that will be going on here. And I'll be using this. This is the same oil pump off of my last application, this Melling. This is a Shark Tooth. That's the model number. It's upside down, but you get the idea. I've upgraded the spring in it. So before, on the main bearings, I saw cavitation damage on the main bearings. Again, I was running this thing to 7,000 RPM, hundreds of passes, but there was cavitation damage on the bearing surfaces, and I contribute that to the oil pressure not being high enough. So at 6,000 RPM, it was maintaining 65 pounds. You want to have about 10 psi of oil pressure per 1,000 RPM. But at 7,000 RPM, we were quenching down and squeezing down to 60 psi to 65 psi, which is not enough. So I put an 85-pound spring in it. So it should have close to 85 pounds of oil pressure. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. If I need to take that out and put a different spring in it, I will. And all you got to do is unscrew this piece here. And I've got a bag of springs over here. So these are all different. That's the one that came out of it. These green ones are your 85-pound springs, and that's the part number. And then these are the ones that came with it. The yellow one there is for 10 pounds under, and that red one or purple one there is for 10 pounds over, which would only give me 75 pounds. And when it gets really, really hot, that may not be enough. So 85 pounds, it'll draw a little bit more horsepower, but it'll keep it safer than it was before. Anyway, so that's it. Just a quick tech tip on that front piece there, because there's just so many people that have oil leaks here right after a fresh build, and a lot of the time it's on these corners here because this gasket doesn't get fully seated. Same thing in the back. This one's usually not much of an issue. It kind of rides in there pretty good. You can see I can move it, but just make sure it's fully seated. And the same two places here and here. So sometimes I will add just a little bit of sealant there and there. Some people will get leaks here and think it's the rear main seal, and it's just a leak there and there. So I've already put a fresh rear main seal on here, and yeah, we're going into final assembly on this thing. I'm gonna get the oil pan on, flip it over, start putting the head gaskets, heads, and all the things. So more to come.